All right, what's going on, guys? It's Nando back again with another video. Thanks for stopping by. And today we're going to be doing a kind of final review on the Galaxy Tab S9 Ultra. If you've been following along right now, I've done a likes, dislikes, and a review on the Extreme cover keyboard for this device as well. So for today's video, we're going to be talking about my final thoughts about this product. Who's it for? Who should get it? Who shouldn't get it? And why it's an amazing device, but also has a bunch of things to it that might refrain or might keep you from getting it as well. So first things first, guys, let's talk about what we really, really love about this device and just kind of why you should get it if you're considering getting it. Off the bat, in no particular order, you obviously have an amazing screen here. This screen, almost 15 inches, AMOLED display, really, really vibrant, really, really pops. And because of the aspect ratio, you're actually able to consume a lot more media, websites, content, work, whatever it is you're doing on it. If you were to compare it, for example, with a 12.9-inch iPad Pro. So aspect ratio is everything. But when I say that as well, let me go ahead and undock this here. You have this super tall experience that's really impractical, really narrow, and just not the way to go if you're going to hold it in any other way other than like this in horizontal, design. If you go vertical, you are really going to not enjoy your experience. In my opinion, I've never used it in that way. But if you're going to dock it or use it like this, then you're actually going to enjoy the experience that this brings to the table. In the box, you get the S Pen. The S Pen itself, we already know, is a must-have for this kind of device. Same thing, in my opinion, Apple Pencil for the iPad Pro. With the S Pen, you're going to get the ability to go ahead and do any like Smart Select and things like that. So, for example, one of my favorite things to do is use Smart Select. Go ahead, choose something on the screen that you want to go ahead and send to someone, and then you're actually able to annotate right over it. So check this out. It's an amazing experience. The actual pen latency is pretty incredible. I love this feature. And then obviously you can share, save it to yourself, things of that nature. Nothing new here. You guys know all about this stuff. But the point is you do have an opportunity to do more right off the bat with the S Pen because it comes in a box, okay? So a canvas this large, this kind of screen real estate is perfect for those that want to draw, for those that are going to take notes, for those that are going to go to school. If you're one of those people, then this has to be at the forefront of the devices you're considering, along with obviously an iPad Pro, the smaller version, or the larger version. Same with obviously, the plus version of this tablet as well. If you're definitely drawing and definitely taking notes, things like that, this might be the best device for you. You're just gonna have to ask yourself, how important is portability? So if you're looking into this kind of form factor for those things, like I mentioned, you just have to ask yourself, do you want something as big as this, as big as a 15-inch device, or do you want something a little bit more portable? In my opinion, it could be one way or the other. Quite frankly, I absolutely love using this device throughout the house, but I also really don't like how uncomfortable it is at times to carry this device around the house. It is very large, and it is something that you almost have to think about how you want to use it when you use it. What's your game plan? What's the goal? What are you trying to do and accomplish? And then go about setting that out. As you can see right here, I have the S Pen magnetically attached up to the top. I really like that they allow you to do that. A lot of times people think that you can only slap it on the back. The back charges it, right? And the case itself, if you're going to go with one of Samsung's proprietary cases, then this is going to protect it because it has this little sleeve that goes right over it. But if you're, for example, in my opinion, using it around the house, or you're sitting down, writing some notes, doing some drawings, annotating, Smart Select, and you don't want to constantly have to reach for the back, I really do like the ability to just slap the pen magnetically up top. Now, just remember, it's not charging the device or not charging the S Pen when it's like that. All right, so we've got form factor, we've got large, beautiful screen. Let's talk about how we're consuming that media as well. I talked about speakers and things that I like about this device. Amazing speakers. You really got to be an audiophile or somebody who's going to sit there and nitpick your audio if you're trying to decide if this is better or the iPad Pro is better. We're going to keep using the iPad as the reference point because it is the go-to tablet, if you will. But I really do like the fact that this device produces very loud audio. And to me, sounds just fine. Like, I absolutely love the fact that I don't have to go above 50% to really get good quality audio. And if you really max out, then you're thumping. I mean, it is very, very loud. Sure, someone could say that the highs are better here, the lows are better at the iPad, the mediums, the treble, the bass, the this, and the other. I'm not an audiophile, so I'm not going to sit here and dissect which device is going to be better for one thing or another. All I know is that from an average consumer, from an average person using this device, the audio is very, very good. And I enjoy watching YouTube and Netflix, Hulu, and all those things that require audio on this device all the time. Micro SD expansion. That's really, really good, and that's really, really important because you don't see that in any iPad. You never have, you never will, and it's just not something that we're seeing. I mean, Samsung's moved away from that with their devices in terms of their phone lineup, so to see it on a tablet like this is just a cherry on top. You don't have to go out and pony up for a 1 terabyte internal storage or for 500 gig like I have here. You can actually go for the lesser model, the 256, get you a nice big old micro SD card, slap it inside, and call it a day. So kudos to Samsung there. In terms of gimmicks and such, so this device has IP68 water resistance and such. So you can actually submerge this in water, I think up to 1.5 meters, up to 30 minutes. I can't think of any reason why anybody would do that other than the fact that you're maybe using this to cook around the house, like in the kitchen, and you get it dirty or some food gets on it, you know you can rinse it out. Probably in terms of relaxing in a bath, maybe for your kids, maybe for yourself, prop this up. If it falls into the bath, it's not the end of the world. You can quickly go ahead and dry it out. So that's really cool. Obviously, no one's going to go out and buy this tablet for that, I think. But you have the peace of mind of knowing why not, right? Samsung is known for throwing the kitchen sink at everything and giving you all the features and some. So the fact that you can do that on this device, hey, kudos to Samsung for doing it. I like it. I like knowing that I have that peace of mind. I love that about all their smartphones for a while now that have been doing that. So love that for this. Probably another reason too, guys, if you go to the beach, to the lake, you have some sand around, this and the other, you know, you can, rinse it out real quick. Let's talk about this keyboard setup situation. So this is a $350 keyboard. This is exactly from Samsung, first party experience. And I made a video about that as well. Lots to like here, but a lot to not like. The price point, super expensive. If you get it like this, you're looking at $1,700, give or take. Could be a little less, could be a little bit more, depending on the model, the size of the Samsung, I almost said iPad, of the Samsung Ultra that you're getting, the Tab Ultra. For me, it costs just shy of $1,700. And I really, really like this setup when I'm using it like this as a laptop. The trackpad is pretty nice. There's some things about it. There's a little bit of a lag, or not lag, but there's a little bit of an issue in terms of like how to get the cursor to hit certain things. Like if you're just scrolling right through real quick, it almost like slows down trying to like magnetically attach, sort of like what Apple does with their circular cursor and their apps. I don't know if that's what Samsung is trying to mimic or not. There are settings that you can mess with that's going to allow you to change the speed and such of that. And that's the name of the game with Android and with Samsung. There's settings for everything, there are options for everything, and more than you can think of. So if there's something that you're not enjoying in terms of software, chances are you could fix it and edit it. I've been using primarily iOS devices for the past 5 years or so. I still have a special spot in my heart for Android devices, and I absolutely love just being able to consume my Google Home and everything that I like to read and watch. And it's curated for me very, very well, and it's intuitive, and that's a testament to what Android and Samsung and what they've put together in this device, and not just now, but for a couple years now. and I'm assuming for the foreseeable future. Using Samsung's S9 Ultra allows you to just consume all of the things that you enjoy consuming in a very, very well set like package. I think that where you're going to have your biggest hiccups is if you're someone who's coming from iOS or someone who has been in and out of Android before. This device has a place in everyone's homes, everyone's couches, everyone's backpacks, because it's not a phone. So you're not going to have to stress out as much about iMessage and things like that Apple maybe sucks you in with the ecosystem. Obviously, Samsung has an amazing ecosystem as well. If you have a Samsung device, a Fold, an Ultra, whatever phone they have out now, a Flip, you have the ability to answer phone calls and text messages and such, and you've been having that ability. Of course, this is better and more accentuated on a device this big. But if you're someone like myself right now who's using an iOS device, an iPhone 13 Pro Max or an iPhone 14 Pro Max, whatever the most recent one is, and you have everything else, Apple MacBooks and iPads and such, this device isn't really going to mess up your flow, but it's not going to enhance your flow. And that's where, for me, my biggest gripe is. If Samsung took some time, because I know I'm not going to get it from Apple, but if Samsung took some time to play nicer with iOS devices, then I think that this would be a no-brainer recommendation, or pretty much the whole entire S9 tab lineup. But they don't, and they probably won't. And that's not their fault. Apple does the same. So I'm not trying to side with Apple or with Samsung. It just is what it is. If you have a Samsung device, a Samsung phone, and you're looking for a device that's going to supplement that, then it's a no-brainer to continue down that path built into the ecosystem. I think that if people embrace what the ecosystem is for either platform, iOS or Android, Apple or Samsung, then you're really going to get the most and the best experience out of your devices. Being able to do those things and translate it over to a tablet, something this big, that's when you're really going to benefit and enjoy why Samsung, in this case, makes these cool features, all right? I haven't been rocking a Samsung phone for a couple years now. I do plan on getting back into it, but it's a lot more cumbersome for myself. The S Pen, I can't stress that enough. The fact that it's in a box is really cool. The fact that it just magnetically attaches on the top, the back to charge. I really, really love the S Pen feature here. I don't think you're losing or missing out on anything coming from an Apple Pencil. I think that they're both equally amazing. I think that the S Pen is better feature-packed with the ability to use it as a Bluetooth controller. If a lot of you guys know who Flossie Carter is, check out his channel if you haven't. Amazing content creator, really down to earth and straightforward. He talks about the fact that he uses this as just like a flicking device to go from one video to another while he's laying in bed. So it's just one of those things like, why not, right? Like, do we need that feature? Of course not. Do we ever want that feature? Probably nobody ever thinks about it. But you have that feature, and that's what Samsung's about, and that's what Samsung has always been about. So if you have a Bluetooth, essentially a controller in your hand, why not allow that to also be a volume raiser and a channel changer and things of that nature? I love this S Pen. I love that it just incorporates really well with everything Samsung has to offer. Smart Select, and screen grabs, and memes, and note-taking, and pen drawings, and things like that. Really, really well. And again, that's because the Samsung ecosystem. That's because of the Samsung software. That's because of Android. And it doesn't just close you in like Apple does. Obviously, that's a whole different topic for a whole different time, and we can just keep having that discussion over and over and over again, because you're always going to get people that are on one side, people that are on another side, and then hopefully people like myself who can see pros and cons to both sides. With that being said, guys, let's recap. Amazing screen, amazing battery life, super fast charging. It's at 99% right now. Before recording this video, I was charging this up for maybe 2 hours, and it went 0 to 100. Amazing S Pen features. Expandable storage, super nice screen, very big device, so a little unwieldy to carry around. You're really going to have to think and decide how you want to use it. Tons of accessories, first party and third. If you're going to go with a keyboard cover like I have right here, I don't necessarily recommend this one. This is a $349 keyboard extreme cover. You can detach the top from the bottom, so there's that, but it's extremely expensive. And there's other options out there, I'm sure. But if you're okay with paying that amount of money, and this is how you're going to use it primarily in this laptop form factor, because, I mean, you look at this angle right here, and this is, for all intents and purposes, a laptop with a digitizer and the ability to take notes and do things that other laptops can't do. I know I'm kind of rambling right now, guys, but I really, really enjoy this laptop. I'm sorry. See what I'm saying? I really, really, really enjoy this tablet. I think it's a buy. I just can't say it's a 100% buy for every single person out there for the reasons I mentioned above. If you're considering getting it, let me know why. You're considering if you bought it, let me know why. If you haven't, let me know why. Let me know in the comment section below. And like always, it's Nando. Stay geeky, guys. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. It means a lot to me. And stay tuned for more videos like this going forward. I can't wait to hear what you guys have to say about it. Please let me know again. And stay tuned for more videos, guys. All right? That's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.